happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome to Woodbine Racing Live. My name is Elisa Blow, joined as always by Jeff Brad as we get set for 11 races in total. And this is a jam-packed card, Jeff. Lots of things to look forward to, including the stakes race today, the Alley Wow, that'll go as race number 7.
Got babies right off the bat. We've got a real party atmosphere here as it is Greenwood Stakes Day. Now, don't be confused. It's Greenwood Stakes Day, but the feature is the Alley Wow Stakes.
Exactly.
And that will take place on the turf in the not-too-distant future. Goes race number 7 on the program. You and I, we're rolling the dice a little bit, and we're going to go all in with our pick 4 with a key in that race.
But we had difficulty putting it together. You know, for the very first time, I think we really had to sit down and kind of argue our points on each horse until we were able to come up with a ticket. So we'll pass that along your way. Robert's got a late pick 4 to pass along your way as well. And did you see the Corvettes out there? They got Corvettes.
Well,
they got all
I saw
sorts
mine
of things
out there.
Yeah, the orange one?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No. I was just joking about that with somebody earlier on today. Like, I would be so terrified to drive a car like that. Like, I'd want to do it, but like, I don't know if I can handle the pressure.
You can. I've done it. You can do it. Trust me.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Back in the day, you had a very fast car.
Yeah, and used to drive it like a little old lady too.
Yeah.
Always hard to park. You know, there's a lot of nose on those cars, not a lot of back end, and nowhere to put your groceries.
And what about gas?
Well, that I wasn't too concerned about. So post time, again, a reminder for tomorrow. We have changed our post time to 4 p.m. because of this extreme heat that's been forecasted for tomorrow, and Jeff has already threatened to come into work in his Speedo.
Yep.
So we've got that to look forward to tomorrow, as well as a 10-race card, which will begin at 4. And Jeff, you took a look at it. What time's the last race going to go?
8:30ish.
8:30ish. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. But, you know, looking back at yesterday, holy smokes, what a day for the Bug Rider, Zero Ford.
Yeah.
3 winners on the program. He swept the early double, and then Nathan Squires gives us these big price
First
horses.
multiple win day for
Ever.
Nathan in his career, which was tremendous to see, at least here at Woodbine. And our good friend Penner Ash finally broke through, which was nice to see at odds of 14-1. And a couple of trainers, you know, picked up their first victories of the campaign, as you were mentioning off camera. Scott Fairley survived an inquiry. And then the last we saw John Montini pick up his first win of the campaign as well.
Yeah, it took them a while to get there, but they finally got there. And wow, did Penner Ash just look like a completely different horse to you
perfect
yesterday?
trip.
Wow.
Really good ride from Sophia to pull off the victory there. That was just moving up in class to face tougher too. And you brought up the point when we were looking at that race. They claimed the horse for 15, and they've never gone back in for that price tag.
Always stuck around the $40,000 range. Like, they always knew he was meant to be a good horse.
Yeah.
And they've always kept him a stud too. So he must be really good to work around and be around. So yeah, yesterday, big priced winners on the program. And then this morning, what's interesting is we take a look at our board from our clocker, Ernie Perry. We had a completely different track before the break and after the break.
Did we ever? I mean, this is dramatically different. I mean, it obviously quickened up a ton once they did some work on it. And the favorable position was the outside this morning, according to Ernie. So that's something to keep an eye on as well, because traditionally, this meet, the rail has been absolutely golden.
No kidding, yeah.
The horse to watch is Sudbury's Ghost. I think anything for the Mitchell barn, you've got to keep an eye on, the way that her barn has gone as of late. And race 5 on the program, that's the one that he's looking forward to today, courtesy of Ernie. And that 5th race has got a lot of very interesting and well-bred fillies. You know, the pedigrees in some of these are to die for. And, you know, I get a little sad, too, when I look up some of these pedigrees, because, like, there's an English Channel, and he's passed away, and I used to, he's been such a fun stallion to play. You know, you've got a Medallia d'Oro, you've got a Candy Ride, you know, you got, like, some really, really good pedigrees. Some nice bred horses there coming up in race 5.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch the 5th race. You know, today really reads as a perfect card. I mean, we have babies in the opener. We have the 10th race on the card to kick off the late double, which reads like a stake. We won't see Dresden Rowe on today's program. We will see him tomorrow, though. Fingers crossed. So looking forward to that as well. Okay, Mr. Bratt, we got a busy day. Lots of things to talk about, and we got to put our handicapping caps on now to kick things off in the opener. First race on the program, a maiden special weight for the youngsters, 2-year-old fillies to compete in this race. And we're going to go a distance of 5.5 furlongs. No scratches, no changes to worry about in this race. But we do find a very interesting sibling to a horse that a lot of you are going to know around these parts, and it's Winterberry's sister, Wolfberry, who will compete today.
And if you're not familiar with Winterberry, it took her, I think her 3rd start was the Charm last year. It took her 2 attempts to or 3 attempts to finally make it to the races.
Right.
Once she got there, she won. She's obviously out of a very talented mare that won a couple of different occasions, and the thing is, too, Lisa, is I just wonder mentally if she's kind of the same way.
I know.
I don't know if the mom passed it along or if it's the sire. We'll find out when the horse comes over in here. Kind of like the fact that Patrick's riding, that gives me a bit of a vote of confidence in here. Cassie Scott, too, his other one in this spot is the number 7 Nays. So that's a Vino Rosso. Boy, we've got a lot of Vino Rossos up here.
I know. I was saying that yesterday. You're going to see a lot of Vino Rossos, and a lot of them are actually in the Cassie outfit, too. So we got the Cassie runners, but then we have some others in here you might want to take a peek at, including this James Begg horse, that being Pageant Queen.
Yeah.
I've used that one up on my ticket. That mare's been a producer. I mean, this is the 9th foal that she's had, and she's had some good ones, too.
And you look at Miss Maxine, she ran great first time out, finishing in second. The most intriguing runner of any of them to me in this race, though, is the inside horse, because look at the works with this horse. 46-2 from the gate for a 2-year-old. And then the work prior to that, 46-4, breezing, getting ready. And this is an Ontario sired horse taking on open competition from post 1. You get the leading rider aboard as well. Horse is taking some money, currently at odds of 3-1. There's some chatter in this race. There's a lot of connections that like their horses here coming up in race number 1.
Yeah, we saw a few of them school yesterday as well. Always important to bring those youngsters over here, and everybody was acting and minding their business quite well.
Well, except for one that we're going to see on Thursday's program that was...
Oh, one. Yeah.
Mentally has mind on other things.
I don't think he was a baby, though.
Let's put it that way. But that one's going and starting gate coming up on Thursday, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and I don't think it was a baby either.
No.
Let's go to our next topic, which is long. And when we talk about long, we are talking about race number 4 on the card, which I think is a really wide open race. We're on the turf, 6.5 furlongs. We're in lane 2. The turf is listed as good for the day, the EP Taylor. The inner is listed as firm. A few scratches from this race. 2 is out, 6 is out as well, but wide open, Jeff.
Well, I was talking with producer Mike earlier today, and my top pick was Shameless Affair, who was 20-1 on the line. That horse, unfortunately, is Phil Hall, and they're in barn 32, which is under quarantine right now, so that horse had to scratch, unfortunately. I like Princess on a Mission. That horse isn't quarantined as well. So now I'm on to the one, that being Sterling Heights, who is still not a bad price. And we saw Signature Red yesterday run on the turf and was in contention right about until halfway down the lane and ran out of gas for Willie Theranos. This one's going to be a Citadard horse who now gets onto the turf. The mare had some success on the grass. But for pick 4 purposes, you and I, we were arguing. We were trying to figure out which way to go for our pick 4, and you eventually landed on whom as your top pick.
Well, I always liked Gather. I mean, Gather is actually my top choice.
There's my wheels.
There's your car, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I always had the 11 up on top. I did have the 2 in for second, so I'm going to stick with the 11 with Pietro Moran riding here for Gadalero. But just the way that the Squires barn went yesterday, I feel like we better pay attention to Magic Token too.
You know what's crazy about Gather?
What?
6 starts on the turf. They've all been on the inner turf course. She's never run on the big course before.
I know. She might really like the sweeping turns.
She could. And her comeback race was actually pretty good. It wasn't all that bad. So this is her first start of the big course, which I kind of am interested. And you know what? The bettors love this horse. I know. Love her. And Pietro Moran will be aboard here today.
I find the bettors like to play this barn. It's a small barn, and they always get bet.
Yep. You're right about that. Yep. You're absolutely right about that.
Most times because they're in the right spots.
And maybe just going to toss a Magic Token the way Squires is going
That's exactly what I just said. Yeah. So that's race number 4. We kick off the pick 4. If you have a little bit of dough, I would hit the all button in that race. Our next topic, of course, comes up in race number 5, which is the maiden special weight. And this one we talked about just off of the top with these well-bred horses, fillies and mares that'll compete at 1.16 miles on the inner turf course. We are in lane 1, so we're finally getting a chance to use the whole course. We've been in lane 4 for a while. It is listed as firm, but boy, am I ever excited to see some of these, including the 7, and that's Lupa. This is the Irish bred for Josie Carroll that Fraser Abley will ride. Now, what I did see from our friend Ron Gierkink, who writes for the Daily Racing Forum, is that this horse did work with Blanco, who was that really nice white horse that debuted last Sunday for Josie Carroll and really caught everybody's eye. Because this horse worked with that one back on June the 7th, I've got to use this horse up on top. My only concern is mare hasn't thrown any winners yet.
True, and this is a rare Mark Dodson horse they did not breed. He usually breeds a lot of his horses, but I'm with you in this one. And the worry I have is the 2 turns right off the bat. I think it's tough to go a 1.16 right off the bat, but I think they just were aching for turf.
Yes.
And that's why they've gone this one's direction. You've got Bertha. Now this one's out of a mare that was very successful on the grass. One Hot Mess is an English Channel, so I kind of like that. And maybe we're not getting enough credit to those horses that have run already in here. Like, look at Roger, Candy Lassie. He starts off one race down at Gulfstream. Now you come up here and it's working up an absolute storm getting ready. What a lovely race. I mean, man, oh man, it's tough. And even the Apollo horse, this Momanda, the mare was a two-time winner on turf, and the mare is from the same family as a Grade 1 winner who won the Gazelle Stakes going around 2 turns. So you have some impeccably bred horses.
You know who
in this
else I
spot.
threw in just for fun in the bottom is this 11 horse, Lady Iona, for Darwin Benak, because look at this work on the training turf course.
Yeah.
Wow, 46. Zoom, zoom. Yeah, this is going to be a great race. One of the more exciting races, I think. You know, today has a great card, but this one, wide open, really well-bred horses. Make sure you take a look at them here in the saddling area. We'll go over race number 7 next for our next topic. Oh, it's love.
It's love.
Oh boy, love. It's a wonderful thing. But you know what? We're happy to have this one here today, and this is Love. How are we saying it now? Love Severe?
Yeah, that's
now,
how
I don't know how Robert is going to say it. He might come up with something completely different than us. But guess who this horse ran against? One of our faves, and that's Nitrogen, and was second to Nitrogen early in the 2025 campaign in the Ginger Brew down at Gulfstream Park, but has been a well-traveled horse last race and won a stake at in New York.
Was actually entered in the Belmont Stakes weekend down at Saratoga, but they had so much rain it came off the grass. They like the scratch. But I just watched this replay and I watched the way this horse finishes up in this race, and I'm just thinking, give me the E.P. Taylor Turf horse all day long. Watch when this one kicks it into over. Right now the rider's really asking, and look at this response. Just rolling all the way down the lane with Joel Rosario aboard. I just love the way the horse finished, and I think it's just going to thrive here. You get on to late 6 today as well. I kind of think this is kind of a bit of an audible call by the Barnes part. I don't think this was the original game plan to go in this race. But you've got other shippers like It Ain't Two. This is the 5 for conditioner Riley Mott. I'm kind of intrigued by that one. One that had a trouble trip last time it was Social Code. And I remember the first time Social Code ran, I looked at the pedigree and I'm just thinking, okay, they didn't pay a lot of money for this horse. I look up the mare, I almost fell off my chair. The mare is a half to a Grade 1 winner named Brixham Moore that made $7 million.
So why was the purchase price only $15,000?
But the horse can clearly run.
Yeah, I mean, was almost a spoiler in the Ruling Angel last night when Brittany came back up from Turfway to win another stakes event. But you know what? I think we've had so many amazing Clermont horses come up to race on our turf course over the years. I know that we're on their map. You know, they probably were thinking, long European turf stretch, Woodbine, and here we are.
Let me ask you, Flaunt.
This
is a big step up in class for her, but she won great first time out. She was in the faster split of a race. The runner-up came back to run great the other day. What do you think?
Well, she was the first Boldoro, right? Was she not? Did we look that up? No, what was she? Not Boldoro. There was somebody else.
Yeah, no, there was another one.
That. It was a 2-year-old.
That was a 2-year-old. Like that this guy.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all coming back to me now. I did not use her here today because there's much more experienced horses.
Exactly, but she could win.
And stakes experienced horses, but I guess we'll see what she's made of.
Yeah.
And there you go. The barn has been really firing on all fronts.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the 7th, which is the stake. We'll skip the 8th and we'll go to the 9th race to talk about our Canadian apple. And I, unlike Jeff, I love apples. You know, I eat one at least every day because, as they say, keeps the doctor away. Jeff looks at fruit and goes, ew, fruit.
Yeah, veggies, same thing.
Ew, vegetables, what's that green stuff? But you're going to use our Canadian apple in this spot, race number 9, which is a maiden special weight.
Look at the turn of foot this horse put in. I don't know if really it's a massive turn of foot as much as it is just a grinding, but just makes up a lot of ground in here. And this one was at 7/8 of a mile. Right now we're second last. The runner-up of this race is Princess Anastasia. It comes back to win against Maine Specialway Company with a 73 buyer, so I like that. And now we're swinging towards the outside, and now we're really starting to roll. Campbell's won on this day, and you're thinking, you know what? The way this one finished up, we've got something on our hands. And if you're a pedigree geek like Elisa and I are, you look up the mare never ran, but just have to wonder Godot. So we're thinking 2 turns all day long. And now kind of has that high carrying stride this horse has got, and just gradually getting there with each and every run. But you want to know one of the real quirky stats in here, and I don't know why this is, and it's in the form, and I would not have realized it unless it was in the form. Look at this barn, maiden second time starters for the last couple of years.
For DePaulo?
Over 25.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That makes no sense at all. And yet here we go here with our Canadian Apple in those spots. But I'm going to go towards Workout Affair, who I thought ran against Tobias last time out. And I think that winner's really nice. That's Kevin Attard first turn that won on that day. Sultana.
Yeah, and then of course the winner before, Our Lady, has come back to win an A-Up event as well. So that was a good reference. Even this 8 horse is one you might want to take a peek at too, because this horse ran against Flaunt. So we'll see how Flaunt does in the stake. And then that should help us out a little bit more with what we do with the 8 horse in this spot. Pietro Moran will ride for Josie Carroll. Did Pietro get shut out yesterday?
2 days in a row.
2 days. Oh, then he's due for at least 4 wins on today's program.
Even the 9, Elisa, this Innisfree Isle, this one, the mare produced Lac Macaza. So, and that one really kind of got going around 2 turns.
Yeah, I got that one circled too, of course, because it's coming out of the Flaunt race. You know, so many times we use horses as references, and it caught us yesterday on a couple of the Squires horses. Yeah, it did. So, you know, it's a tool you can use in your toolbox. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Race number 10 reads like a stake, but it isn't a stake. It could be a prep for something, though. It is an allowance event, an optional $80,000 claiming race. This is a fantastic race. I mean, we lose Huntmaster, which I'm kind of bummed out about.
Same.
Yeah, vet scratch, so, you know, get well soon for this one, because we absolutely love him. And then Dresden Rowe, of course, we won't see him here today. We're going to see him tomorrow. And I kind of like what Lauren's doing with him, because this race here, we're going to go 1 mile and a 16th on the inner turf. The race tomorrow goes, what, 6.5, I think? You know, and for the first start back, I'm cool with sprinting.
And I think it's a lot better on the synthetic. I really do. His turf race last season was just, it was just sort of, it had some give to it on that day, but, and then you get the return of Paramount Prince. Personally,
what do you do with them?
This is what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong about this, but whenever you win the plate, I find that sticks with you your entire career, as it should. But I sometimes find you get overbet the remainder of your career. And the way that he kind of finished up last year, and the fact his turf race wasn't all that great, I think you got to try and beat him in this spot.
Oh, I agree.
You know, if he beats you, he beats you. And listen, I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see him run well and win this race here today, because I love the connections. But I got to go in a different direction here. I love the way Piper's Factor ran last time.
Me too.
I was kind of forced into a bit of a premature move. I don't think Sophia wanted to move as early as she did around the first turn, and then she got picked off really late by Never Surprise. So I think Piper's Factor is a stakes caliber horse around these parts, and she should be in this race.
You and I have exactly the same try, 10-5-2. I mean, why couldn't this race be part of the big four?
It would have been a good debate, or non-debate.
Yeah, and you know what else is interesting? Only Doug is using Paramount Prince. Today, but yeah, we're both kind of leaning towards Piper's Factor.
Are we going to kick ourselves when Ron Gizmo wins
I had to include him.
Of course.
I had to include him. I mean, obviously, right now, we just saw that barn in the winner's circle the other day, and they're at a 25% average at this stage. So Hernandez will pilot Ron's Gizmo. He's just such a cool horse. There's a lot of cool horses. Even Twin City on the turf, he's a whole different bear, isn't he?
No, and he's just a wonderful looking animal as well. So yeah, I'd love to see Stu Simon have success with that one.
That's a great race. Reads like a stake. 11th race, last race on the program, and that's where we play the jackpot high 5. You know, you got Maldini in this spot for Bill Theranis, who, you know, got himself into a little bit of trouble there last start out. You got Daddy Has Diamonds, who's been a great horse so far. You know, it looks like he's sitting on a good one at least. Was second in behind Next Pitch, and I know he kind of threw a clunker, but that's okay. And then the return of Unbridled Weather, Jeff. We haven't seen this horse since last year when he won the Frost King.
I think this is a pretty big race for him too. You know, they paid him up for the plate, and he's never gone around 2 turns. So you got to see what he can do. And no Abley though.
No. He goes to Josie, which I can understand.
I can understand that too. I get that as well. Now Bowman's Run, with cars you can stop and start, but with horses you can't. And essentially what happens is, this was friendly fire as a matter of fact. The 3 just runs into a stopping horse in the 7. And you know, here we are right now, and things are going well. I bet Bowman's Run on this day, and I'm thinking, okay, we're advancing. And then all of a sudden the 7 comes right over on us and Kind of slam on the brakes, and you're done. It's over. Game, set, match. Toast. Play another day. And, you know, you got to give him some merit. He comes back on the bridle a little bit and he tries, but you can't overcome that. So you eventually lose by about a length and a half. This was a messy race because you said Maldini got disqualified in here. Cabernet didn't come back to run out.
But I'm going to call that a bounce.
Yeah, could have.
Because he still ran around.
And you got Pierre, who's in this field too. But I think it was Garner Barnsdale yesterday on Twitter. He brought up this point, and it doesn't matter whether it's harness racing or it's thoroughbred racing or quarter horse racing. And I got sucked in here, but trouble trip horses often are bad bets because they get overbet so substantially.
That's true.
Because everybody sees what we just saw, right?
Yeah, it's not the same as it used to be back in the day, right?
When there was no access to replays, or you had to go to the replay station.
You thought you had something that nobody else had, right? You had to pick up the telephone and watch the TV, right? Yep. And I think you even had to wait through all the, like, it wasn't like you could select, right? It wasn't like you could select, oh, I'll watch race 5. You had to watch them all. Unbridled Weather got to visit with Robert, who looks a little dowdy. He looks a little sad at this stage. Probably asking Unbridled Weather, have you seen my sweatshirt?
Or my car.
Or my car. You should go swipe one of those ones. There. Geez, Robert, you'll get to work like that. I'm the one who needs I need a helicopter, not one of those anymore. Yeah. All right. So that gets us through the 11 races that we have in store for you today. And it is a very, very busy day. We have some plays of the day to pass along your way as well. Some serious handicapping being done by one Mr. Jeff Brett. Okay. So my long shot, Sterling Heights in the 4th. You know, one of my favorite angles to play with a Cassie horse is blinkers going on for the first time. We got that with Gilda Lily coming up in the 6th. My best bet coming up in the 7th race is the Clermont horse, and my trouble trip play is going to be Bowman's Run coming up in race number 11. All right, what have I got for you? Well, one of mine got scratched, Dresden Road, but we'll see him tomorrow. Girls' Night Out, come on! Who doesn't like a girls' night out with the drop and pop angle in race number 2? I know you do, yeah. You can be the DD. Lupa, of course, Bred for Grass. That's the one I'm excited to see in the maiden special. And, of course, I have to go with Love Cervera, who ships in here for the Clermont outfit and should just love our long stretch here at Woodbine. Picks from Ron and Doug. What do we got from them for the afternoon? Doug's got Serenading Kitten at 9 to 5 in the 3rd. Our Woodbine TV prod, whomever that may be, has Workout Affair in race number 9, and we're with him or her.
Yes.
We don't know.
Or it could be AI.
It could be.
It could be a computer. We don't know.
You never know. And Bowman's Run is Ron's top pick. He talked about that one and actually showed us the replay as well. And he's doing the same thing as you with the trip handicapping.
I just don't think we're going to get anything close to 8 to 1, but I hope we're wrong.
You never know. Hey, we got price on some horses yesterday.
You got a great price yesterday, meticulous.
Exactly. I didn't think we'd get any price.
But we couldn't capitalize on the pick 4, unfortunately.
We got squired.
Squired. We did, literally.
Clogger horses for the day today. Well, Darren Benaxcom, and we talked about this one. Now, this is this work on the training turf course. Worked with that Seagull Bell. So that's another horse to maybe keep your eye on because worked in company. And then Side Street for Rachel Halden. And that one we'll see. What race is that one?
Race 8.
In the 8th race today, Rachel's got a couple of live horses today.
I think it looks like Lane is back just on the farm now.
I would agree.
So I think it looks like Rachel has taken over and Kat's got some and Josie's got some.
Rachel must have a really busy shed now, right?
Yeah, because she's helping out Roger
too, helping out Roger too. No, it's got to be a busy outfit, but they are so well turned out. Those Rachel Halden horses when they come over here.
I would give Rachel a horse, no problemo. I think she's a terrific horse person.
Oh, I agree. I'm with you, buddy. All right, so that gets us through the program. But guess what? We had a hard time with our pick 4, the early pick 4. We're going to pass that along to you after, when we get close to the 4th race on the program. But Robert's come up with a late pick 4.
Oh, I like it.
And we will discuss his late pick 4 right after the break. Are we getting up? Or do we stay here? Oh, we're on.
We're still here.
Hi.
Hi. Are we going to break? I don't know if we're going to break or not. We're having some technical difficulties. Well, what do I want to talk about?
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
It's the portion of the show where we stand up, Jeff.
It is.
Stretch our legs.
But I'm really worried about Roberts.
Why?
He looked very sad in the picture with unbridled weather.
Yeah, well,
Do you think it's the weather?
It could be.
I don't know. We're going to find out within a couple seconds.
He's going to be happy if he gives us this pick 4, and so will we.
Yes.
Now, we've done the early pick 4, which we're notorious for being 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
But he has done the late pick 4 for you, which begins in race number 8 on the card. And what's he got to start us off? Well, he's going to use Side Street. We talked about that one for Rachel Halden. He's going to use the 5, Hammerhead, for Kevin. He'll use the 7, Wyoming Bill. He was part of our pick 4.
Yeah, tough beat last time.
And we keyed him too. And then that made us 3 out of 4 again. And then he'll use the 10 as well in that spot, and that's City of Oscars. That's an Oscar performance.
All right,
and then
so
in
4
by 2, 9th race, the maiden special, he'll use the 5, Workout Affair, and the 7, Art Canadian Apple.
I think
we are right
covered.
with him there.
Yeah,
we're right with him.
He's in good shape in that one, I think.
Good one, good one. And then in the 10th, he's going to use the 2 course, Ron's Gizmo. And then he'll use the 9.
McAvoy.
And the 10.
Factor.
I think I'm feeling pretty
Robert,
lucky.
I like this ticket so far.
Feeling lucky. Now let's see what we got in the 11th race when we go around the 16th. He'll use the 5. That's Maldini, makes sense. The 7, Unbridled Weather, of course.
That one.
Yeah, he got his picture taken with him. Bowman's Run, makes sense. And the 12 on the river.
Okay.
He's got a live
I'll
ticket.
tell you what, this is what we're doing.
We're playing it if we get it.
If we get ours, we're parlaying it. We're playing Robert's pick 4 ticket.
No problem. Or maybe Robert would like a couple of partners in on his ticket.
Going for a third there?
We can, third. You have to do the math on that. Subtract, add. Robert, do you mind if Jeff and I chip in on your ticket with you?
No, I think we should add Law Severe as well and do a pick 5.
That's a good idea.
That's
a really good idea.
But why were you so sad with Unbridled Weather? What's up?
I had some beautiful shots. It was just that particular one. I'm like, whoops. I'm not the greatest of horsemen, but I have to say Unbridled Weather, when he was fully extended and standing in the stall, didn't have me in the picture, and I guess I was supposed to be in the picture.
Okay, I got to ask you, what did Angus Buntain say about him on the comeback race today? Like, how's he training coming back into the race? Did you ask?
I did, and I think he's very happy with the way Unbridled Weather has developed. I mean, obviously he's not sure how this race will go in terms of distance because it's the first try, but I think he's pretty optimistic, and he's keen to try this horse in this spot. I do believe that what I've seen of him, he was confirming that he seems to be able to really rally in his races, and there's something about him suggesting that no matter what the scenario, he can hold his own. So I hope so, because he has certainly optimistic plans for Unbridled Weather, and I think today we'll get a measure.
Well, how about Wyoming Bill? Did you get your picture taken with that one too?
Oh, yes, I did.
Now
Yes,
there's
I
a
did.
smile.
Wyoming Bill.
I think it's the ball, the bouncing ball that Robert liked. He's happy.
Reminded him of tennis.
Yeah, that's right.
But Wyoming
did he not
Bill,
lose a heartbreaker
what great
last start
performances.
out?
Yeah.
What's that, Lisa?
He lost a heartbreaker last start out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's been
What about
extremely good.
What did Catherine say about that one? She's using Emma.
I think Catherine's delighted with the way Wyoming Bill's performed. I think she just feels the frustration of not having officially got a win on the board because they've been so tight. But definitely everything's producing for, the barn's doing very well, even though the wins haven't come. I think they're having pretty informed horses.
Yeah, you know, we were saying that too. Like, the barn's just too good to have not won a race yet. But maybe today will be the day. One last look at Robert's
I really like this ticket today.
Me too.
I think, Robert, I think you got a winner.
You know what, Robert, though?
So.
I think you made a really great point. If you go to race number 7 and you key the Clermont horse, you got a nice pick 5 ticket too.
Yeah. We got to get to, for our pick 4 purposes, getting to the last race is a bit of a challenge.
I got to tell you, like, you know, Jeff and I both pulled each other's hair out trying to get the early pick 4.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not easy, but this late one looks like it could be a lot of fun. Enjoy it, Robert. It's actually a really great card of racing. We're really excited with all the events that we're going to be bringing your way today.
Yeah, and Robert, he has signed off as he's getting set to bring us post-break coming up for race number 1 momentarily.
It's busy down here.
Might have some special guests. You know, he has a lot of guests in the booth.
Oh, I know. He's so good
and a lot
about
of
letting
announcers,
people come in.
You know, I couldn't do it. A lot of announcers don't like other people in the booth when they call races, which is totally respectable.
Yeah, I had a friend here yesterday. She never, you know, had really come to the races very much, but I ride with her, so she, you know, loves horses, obviously. And we just wandered in and sat with Robert to watch him.
He just calls the race.
He's just so
And the best is he'll call the race, and then he'll just carry on the conversation with you right after. It's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Well, he might have rolled his R a little bit more when he said Rafael Hernandez, but yeah, that's okay too. Showboating is fine with me.
Yep.
We got 20 minutes to go before race number 1 of 11 on a very busy day and a jam-packed day of racing at